Mark, can you explain to us exactly what SonderMind does and how it operates? I saw that your mission was to bring down the cost of therapy. So how much does a typical session cost? And how have you seen this business perform during the pandemic?
Well, thanks for having me on. It's really great. So SonderMind has always been focused on enabling access for individuals with commercial insurance and then using our proprietary matching system to ensure that they're matched to the right therapist based on their clinical need. So we actually offer a hybrid approach that is not only video session. So we offer in-person care, video care, as well as chat-based therapy. And the cost really varies based on the market which you're operating in. We're contracted with all the major insurance plans in all the markets in which we operate. So the costs somewhat vary based on your plan.
How does it change based on just a traditional way of seeking out therapy? How are you able to bring down the cost?
So one of the key problems in this industry is that many therapists haven't been able to offer commercial insurance to their clients. And so what we're aiming to do is democratize mental health to really let individuals who have good quality health insurance, either from their employer or from other means, to enable that individual to access care from the right provider for them.
Well, Mark, what about working with companies? You know, many of them are looking for ways to help address their employees' mental health. Is there an opportunity for SonderMind to bring in more enterprise customers?
Absolutely. We are working with some self-insured employers already. And one of the beautiful things that we're able to do is let the employer and the employee choose if they want to carve out this benefit from their existing benefits package for all the rest of their health benefits that they offer to their employees, or to keep it embedded as an overall standard of care.
And Mark, clearly this is a service that's really important in the current environment. It's also been hot in terms of venture capital. How do you think about becoming a public company or perhaps being absorbed by a larger company? I know that you guys just closed a Series B, but as we've been talking about throughout the show, the IPO market is hot right now. We're seeing more companies go earlier, and it would raise the profile, right? Absolutely.
So we have always maintained that our goal is to increase access and utilization and ultimately clinical outcomes for care in this space. And at this point, both the pandemic as well as our overall growth trajectory has put us on a path that we believe we can become one of, if not the premier, outpatient technology and in-person behavioral care companies in the country. Just this last year alone, we've quadrupled the number of patients that we served, and we've quintupled the number of providers that are on our platform.
Mark, to Deirdre's point, this environment has really highlighted the need for mental health and for mental health services. And in the recent $900 billion stimulus package, about $4.25 billion was allocated to mental health and substance use disorders and treating those. Do you believe that's enough? And does that money come too late in this pandemic?
Well, it may or may not come too late, but it's definitely going to help. One of the things that has been really pressing because of this pandemic is the increased focus on individuals' mental health and what the effects of that decrease in mental health has had on organizations, on individuals, on families, and on society as a whole. Our focus has really been about how can SonderMind integrate mental health into the existing ecosystem of our healthcare benefits and ultimately drive to better outcomes, both for individuals for physical and mental health, which at the end of the day leads to better population health and cost containment across the whole system.
Mark, what about people without health insurance? There have been about 5 million people that have dropped off of their employer-sponsored plans during the pandemic as they've lost their jobs and have struggled to find new ones. Do you have services for them as well? And is the cost cheaper regardless of whether you have insurance or not?
So our cost is definitely cheaper than the typical therapist who is in private practice. But a lot of that depends, again, on what location you're operating from. So the costs in St. Louis are certainly cheaper than the costs in New York City. For those individuals who don't have commercial insurance from their employer, we are beginning to take certain government plans. We are taking certain veteran plans from the VA, as well as we've launched our Medicare Advantage program in multiple markets.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.